I was just about to say, hi, you guys. Hi, you guys. My name is Dee. This is my husband, Derrick, and we are the
Debt Destroyers.
We're back with another video. And in this video, we're going to talk about increasing your credit score, fixing your credit. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. So you ready?
Let's go.
Okay, so I've done some research on the Experian website, you know, just to try to get some information on fixing your credit, increasing your credit score, so you can go out and purchase things that you would like, for those who wants to do that. In our case, we don't really want to purchase anything. We have everything that we want, so credit score is not a big issue to us. But for those who want to buy a house or get a car at a low interest rate, then yes, you may find this video helpful. So let's get started. And we've said this in another video. One way to increase your credit score is to pay your bills on time.
That'll help.
Yeah, the bills that you have, pay them on time. We have 3 adult kids, and we talk to them about that quite often. Pay your bills.
Yeah.
Pay them on time. It's a win-win situation, because if you pay your bills on time, you won't have to worry about paying a late fee, and it would keep your credit score in good standing.
Right.
So just pay your bills on time.
Pay them on time.
Another thing is to, if you already have debt that's showing on your credit report, then call those companies, call those collection agencies, or you know, whatever it is, call them and settle those balances. A lot of times they'll give it, you know, they'll settle at a decent price, you know, they'll reduce the price, but call and settle those accounts.
If you call them and stay on them, they'll try to drag their feet. Most of them, they'll settle for about 20, 30 cents on a dollar.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised. But you just gotta stay on them. It might take about a couple months. But stay on them, they'll do it.
Yeah.
And they're trying to break you.
Yeah. And trying to get as much money out of you as they possibly can. Even when it comes to like repossession or whatever, call those people. Or if you co-sign for someone who defaulted on a loan, call them, talk to them, do some kind of settlement with them, so it will raise your credit score, because it's gonna, those points are gonna increase as soon as you pay that debt in full. So just give them a call. Even with hospital bills, you can set up payment arrangements for hospital bills and pay them $5 and $10 a month, long as it's not in being sent to a collection agency. You can pay something and it's gonna look good on your credit score. So even when it comes to hospital bills, if you can't pay those in full, set them up on payment arrangements. That's the best thing to do. And then stick to it. Make sure that the money is available for them to draft it every month, because they're gonna want to put it on bank draft. So that's another way. Those are other ways to increase your credit score.
All right.
And even when it comes to your regular bills, utility bills, cell phone bills, I saw on the website where it talks about that as well. Pay those bills on time, because if you pay your light bill on time, and just say you need to move to another location. I work for an electric company. You can have a letter of credit if you have good credit. So pay those bills on time, and you will benefit from it, because most people won't have a deposit to pay once their credit is pulled and they see that they pay their bills on time. So it's a win-win. And another thing is, another way to increase your credit score is to stop having people pulling your credit. Stop having people to pull your credit, get those inquiries. We recently talked to our son about that. You have to be very careful how many times a year your credit is pulled, because those will go against your credit score and bring, you know, it will lower your credit score, those points. So be careful about who pull your credit, because it does affect it.
It does.
It really does. And I think Experian's website said to do it no more than once or twice a year, which I wouldn't even do it once or twice a year. It's like, why? You know, if you're buying a house, that's different, of course. You know, you find that one bank or credit union that you're going to use and let them pull it. But to just pull it for every little thing, no.
If you pull it one time and then you pay your bills on time, you know it should be going up.
Yeah, it should
Yep.
be going up.
Nope. Yep. So pull it once, pay your bills on time, and it should be going up.
Yeah. And for those who don't have that much credit, and you want to,
What they gonna do?
well, if you don't have that much credit, there's ways that you can build your credit. The few bills that you have, of course, pay those. And of course, Dave Ramsey hates these words, but a credit card. But you got to have the mindset to have a credit card.
Mindset.
You really do. Like,
Yes.
okay, it will help you for those that need that kind of help.
If you can't pay your regular bills on time,
And if you try to pay a credit card and you're not paying it on time, that credit card company will eat you alive.
eat you alive.
Because it will have, because when you're going to get a high interest rate to
Like
begin
some
with.
French toast.
You're going to have a high interest rate
Cheesecake.
to begin with. So a high interest rate, so those interest charges are going to be high if you have a balance on it. But then a late fee. Those late fees are ridiculous.
Crazy.
So you have to be mindful with the credit card. So I wouldn't suggest anyone to get a credit card unless they're really trying to build their credit. Get one credit card, and of course it's going to have a small limit on it because you don't have any credit. And if you swipe that card, have the mindset of, okay, I already got the money in my checking account. Let me swipe this just to build my credit, but then I'm going to turn around and pay it before the due date. If you have that mindset, your credit score will go up once those payments are made on time, and you keep those purchases under 30% of your credit limit. You keep it under 30% of your credit limit, and pay those bills on time. Your credit score will go up. But the key thing is paying those balances in full every month. You got to pay them in full, because if not, you're in more trouble than what you were in to begin with.
Trouble.
But yeah, if you pay those on time,
Trouble.
those credit limits will eventually go up because those credit card companies are going to want you to keep using your card, and your limit will keep going up. But make sure that your purchases are still under the 30% credit limit. Because, yeah, he can tell you for himself all the interest charges that they were charging him.
Let's don't talk about that. We ain't talking about that.
$50 and $75 a month.
Next question.
So, yeah.
Yeah, talk about somebody else.
Okay. Okay, another way to increase your credit, if you have a lot of credit and your credit is low because you have too much credit, then of course pay those balances out. Don't have 10 credit cards. You can't have 10 credit cards, loan companies all over the place calling for you. You have to, at some point, your mindset got to change. You got to pay those credit cards and those loan companies and whatever other title loans and Rent-A-Center, those things. Pay those balances out. If you owe furniture, pay those balances out. That will increase your score, especially if you're not paying them on time. And you can't have too much credit. You can have so much stuff in your name that brings your credit score down as well, especially if you're not paying them on time, especially if you have more debt than what you have in income. So pay those bills. I can't stress that enough.
Pay your bills on time. Pay them.
Yeah. And in order to increase your credit score, of course, you got to know what your score is.
Right.
So there's websites where you can get a free credit report once a year.
Once.
So I would suggest that you find those websites. I think it's annualcreditreport.com, and there's another one. There's another one too. They offer free credit reports. So at least once a year, and a good way to remember it is do it at the beginning of the year. Pull your credit report and look at each item on there and make sure that it belongs to you, because it might not be yours, or you might not remember what it is, and call those companies and get those things cleared up.
Right.
What else? And I think everybody should have a bank account, whether it's with a bank, whether it's with a credit union or an online bank, have some kind of bank account.
What about under your mattress banking trust? That's not a bank account. What? On your mattress banking trust? I mean, put it right up on your mattress. I bank and I trust him. I mean, hey, that's what my grandma did.
No, she did something else.
Man, did what she did. Man.
Or at least my grandma.
Yeah, put it
But
in.
yeah, have some kind of account. That way, you know, you can, mostly like a savings account. That's what I'm stressing, like a savings account where you can earn interest on the money that you save. Don't put it in there and keep taking it out because you're not going to earn anything. But at least have an account. What else? What else is some good advice on raising your credit score?
Girl, you're doing a good job. Doing a good job. Tell them.
But yeah, you got to understand why your credit score is the way that it is, and then work on it. You can work on it yourself. There's so many credit repair companies out there that's really not repairing your credit. At least
that you're gonna pay them to do the same thing you can do for free.
Yeah, and they're only doing it. It's like a temporary fix just for you to go run and buy something, and then, you know, those charges are still going to be on or going to, you know, return. So it's like, handle your own business. You know, there was a situation where my daughter, she considered having that done, and the lady was going to charge her like $250 a month or $350 a month. I think it was $250 a month to repair her credit. No, because that $250 a month that you're willing to pay her, you can just hold on to it or pay whatever it is that you owe and call these companies yourself and fix your credit. You don't need anybody to repair your credit. You've done the damage, so you need to be the one to take responsibility and fix it.
Yep.
I mean, it's just that simple.
It takes a little time, but it works.
Yeah, it takes time, but you will eventually see your score go up. You know, you just got to remember that your bills should be at a minimum. You have to pay bills, 30% of your bills, 30% should be saved, 30% is going to go towards taxes. But you got to have the mindset that you want to do better.
You can't make $10 an hour and drive a Mercedes.
That's a whole sermon.
Yep. Just can't do it.
That's a whole sermon right there. So yeah, you just got to change your mindset. You just got to change your mindset. You know, we're not big on credit scores, and our credit scores are well near the 800. So I'll leave it there. But we're not big on it. We just know that our focus is paying off debt. We don't have to worry about getting in debt. But for those who, you know, want to go out and try to buy a house, in order to get a good rate, a good what is it? Yeah, a good interest rate for your mortgage.
Yeah.
You got to have a good credit score.
Right.
And good income. You know, so you can't be in a bunch of debt already and then think you can take on a mortgage because you're not going to get approved. So we hope that this video helps. I'm based on our own experience. I was trying to think of other things or other ways to increase your score, but the main thing is to pay what you
bills.
have. Yeah, pay your bills.
Pay your bills.
Just pay them. You know, and
on time. How about that?
Yeah, be mindful about borrowing money, whether it's from a company, whether it's from an individual. You know, live below your means. Live below your means, and you and come up with a budget and a plan. We talk a lot about budgeting. You got to have a budget and a plan and stick to it, and it'll work for you in the end. And then, you know, it's all about having patience, and you'll eventually see that FICO score going up, and then you can go out and make these purchases and get a great deal on your house. Or like for us, we didn't pay any money down on our home.
Yep.
So
you gotta use what you got.
Yeah.
Use what you got.
That's your one song. Okay, but anyway, so yeah, we didn't pay anything down on our home, and because of our credit score, and plus, I think the only thing we did pay was the closing cost. Yeah, I think the only thing we did pay was
That was my
the.
mad face.
Oh, you be all right.
Okay.
The only thing we did pay was the closing costs. So, yeah, and even when it comes to a car, you want to be in that same financial situation where you can go to a car lot, and if you got to get it financed, which we're going to start cash flow and everything, but if you got to get it financed, you would be able to get a good rate, and you won't have to pay any money down, and then you can pay it off within a couple of years. Please don't get a car financed for 6 and 7 years, or even 5.
It's a long time.
You'll want another car by then. Like, please don't do it. Please don't do it.
Long time. Been there and done that. Been there and done that.
He been there and done that. But yeah, please don't do that. You just got to make better financial decisions. And as a result, you will have a better FICO score. So we thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. We ask you to subscribe if you haven't. And for the ones who are subscribed, we thank you for your support. We love you guys so much. And we are the Debt Destroyers. And we'll see you in our next video. Bye.